The Friday the 13th series is a horror franchise that makes it fun to root for the bad guy. There's something endearing about seeing terribly cliched teens get their comeuppance, especially because the films don't offer many opportunities for them to shine and be loved. There's nothing wrong with rooting for the killer sometimes. Besides, back when these movies were getting pumped out almost yearly, seeing Jason Voorhees kick ass and take names skyrocketed him into pulp culture history. The dude was even on Arsenio. Anyway, today we are going to look at and rank the outfits of Jason Voorhees throughout his film tenure from worst to best. So keep in mind, there will obviously be spoilers. I'm also choosing not to rank his unmasked appearances, because the looks under the costume could be a totally different list. Sorry, deformed Lake Boy Jason. I'm also not ranking his looks that don't appear in films, so Savini Jason, NES Jason, and comic book Jason with his long flowing locks are all out. Keep in mind, this is entirely my opinion, so share yours in the comments. And let's get started with the outfit ranked the lowest. Also, quick shout out to the Roy Burns Jason. He may not have been Jason himself, but this underrated copycat killer caused some gnarly deaths and had a great look. I personally love the blue on the mask and have always wondered how later films would have gone with Tommy Jarvis being the blue masked Jason. Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. Now, I ranked these costumes purely out of their appearance and not whether or not the film they were in was good. However, in the case of Jason Goes to Hell, his corny design fits well with being my least favorite film in the franchise. I get the appeal of a mutated look, but I just can't get behind his giant marshmallow head, and the fact that his mask looks like it's coming out from under his skin. Even then, he was only in the movie for like 5 minutes, but that's a lot better than the shitty parasite worm thing at least. Jason X pre and post Uber Jason. Jason in this film just looked kind of off. His mask had more of a duckbill shape, and his colors were just pretty bland. Although, I think this was deliberate to make his Super Jason reveal a little bit more intense. Now, I'm latching these two together as one just because they need each other to be ranked. Uber Jason is so corny, it's cool. In a terrible way. This film, like Jason Goes to Hell, are both so different from the loved conventions of the series, and it just came off as kind of weird. The cybernetic enhancements are neat, but this look is already extremely dated as an early 2000s cliche. Sorry, Jason. Frieza did it better. The 2009 masked Jason Voorhees. So, the Friday the 13th film from 2009 isn't that bad, but something about it just didn't really feel like Friday the 13th, and Jason didn't really feel like Jason. Now, don't get me wrong, I like his choice of clothing in this version. A lot, actually. His jacket is badass, and the mask looks pretty good. But what kills it for me is his giant chicken neck. It literally looks like a giant rubber slab of meat. Without that, this look for Jason would have been ranked much higher in this list. Part 7, The New Blood Jason. Jason in the New Blood film is super decomposed and has some cool exposed bones. Unfortunately, he's very brown. At this point in the series, Jason is starting to rot for sure. A lot of his colors have faded by this point, and it makes him a little more difficult to see during the films. I prefer a colorful killer. Part 2 Jason / the 2009 sack mask Jason. Jason with the sack over his head is an often overlooked outfit for the killer, with most fans focusing on the iconic hockey mask. While Jason comes off as a bit of a redneck, it works and makes sense based on him living in isolation. I also wanted to give props to the 2009 sack mask version, which looks absolutely awesome. It's got this cool Invisible Man face wrap motif going on. Fun fact, the Imaginext Mystery Mini toy line has a zombie figure with a sack mask that also comes with a weed whacker, a weapon used by Jason in New Blood. Coincidence? I think not. Part 6, Jason Lives. Jason's official return to the franchise and his first undead appearance does do the killer justice. This time he sports a glove and utility belt look with long sleeves. Surprisingly, his mask looks cleaner than it had in earlier installments. Overall, it's a pretty decent look for the killer. Part 4 / Part 5, Tommy Jarvis Nightmare Jason. Jason from Tommy's Nightmares in Part 5 and his look in Part 4 are pretty similar. Both sport the gash in his head and are pretty solid interpretations of the character. And Part 4 has Trish Jarvis, who is a total babe. But I digress. Jason looks cool as he had before, although his stature is a little bit slimmer than it was before. Freddy vs. Jason. So, the Freddy vs. Jason installment is interesting because it actually has one of Jason's more iconic looks. Honestly, the off-green jacket look has shown up a lot for the character. It's not as cool as the remakes jacket, but it is a very recognizable attire for the character. Plus, the mask looks really cool with Freddy's slash marks on it. It's a terrible Friday the 13th styled film and is a lot more of an Elm Street flick, but it does have a really cool look for Jason. Part 8, Manhattan. So, when Jason takes Manhattan, after really taking a ship for a while, it's after he has been in the water for a long time. Somehow his skin regenerated. You know how I talked about how I like color in my killers earlier? Well, maybe it's the neon lights in New York for the 5 minutes he's there, but he has a cool dark purple tone in his clothing, and his skin looks kind of blue and waterlogged. This look is menacing and shiny in all the right places. On a side note, I love how this Jason just doesn't give a damn about anything. Jason from Part 3. Back to the basics. Part 3 is the first time Jason donned the iconic hockey mask, and it just worked. After researching for this list, I can see why 2009's Jason had the big neck. Jason in Part 3 had a thick neck too, however, it was matched by his complete bulky stature. Jason is still a human here, but he's a beast. For the fair-weathered fans that just want to see a hockey-masked killer, Part 3 is what they've been waiting for and is a good introduction to Jason as he is best known. The mask is clean, has bright reds, and his outfit is simple, but grasps the right amount of color to be vivid in the light while still being concealing in the dark. The outfit mixed with his hulking stature is what makes this look the best. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what look you like the best in the comments. And also, let me know if you think that I should do an unmasked version of this list so we can get a look at Jason's grotesque face under the mask and see which ones hold up. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you are so inclined. I would really appreciate it.